Hey guys, it's almost 1 p.m. July 7th. Just looking at a couple stocks here. Momo broke down from this kind of a pennant formation where it started to break out and then pull back. I really never should have broken 34, but it did. And then it back tested at 33 and change there. And it's been on this decline ever since. Regardless of the market's move, this has made a new low recently. New 52-week low around 1660. The interesting thing is if we zoom in on this area here, and the volume's starting to pick up. Making that new low, we probably should have been rejected somewhere along this intermediate trend line in here and had a continuation move if it was going to go lower, right? So you get the move from this downward kind of trajectory and it pops it. I traded some in there, and then you kind of back test this line, back test the line again. You go all the way down and break the new low there. So this little area of energy is right around 2026, 2025. It's interesting how when it started to break down to new lows across here, it back tested that 2025 area and then just plummeted. And it probably should have rolled back over around 1940 here, and it didn't. It pushed straight through on high volume, on really high volume. The highest volume we've seen since, I don't know what, June, but then prior to that, it's been, wow, a long time, right? Almost a year, maybe more than a year. So we don't know if it's short covering. I don't know if this is in play here, but it's now above the 20 with a tail. It's above the 45-day moving average, and it's hitting this rejection line twice. So kind of an interesting move that this has made here. So maybe this is a play. Maybe there's some sort of a buy here with a closing stop around 19 or 18 and change. Because if it pushes through there, it's probably going to make a run at 22, 23. So kind of an interesting setup here. I just thought that bring that to our attention. AYRO did a secondary, I believe, or a shelf offering. Out of all the electric oriented companies with respect to automotives like Solo and all these other ones, Nikola, this one has kind of a cool chart over the longer term. I like that it has higher price history going way back, 28, right? I know these are a lot of wicks up in here, but kind of interesting move. I think they're actually profitable too. So this is probably one of my favorite plays in this area. I've already bought Solo heavy and sold out. This looks like an interesting play here. It's not a recommendation, but just to keep an eye on that one. Maybe small on weakness. Looks interesting. AYRO. And then HEPA we played today at 10:30 a.m. on the stock alert. This is a great price history stock too. Look at it. You know, this used to be $150 and change. So when you look at the intraday chart today that I traded, I bought the pullback here around 10:30, 3,000 shares at 363, I believe. My stop was 353. The most I could lose was $300. And my expectation was it would break the high, and it did. And we sold at 460 in parts. And we just sent another trade alert to the tech subscribers that the base support is between 395 and 415. So they might have, I'm not really sure if anybody did, they might have played this little bounce up here to 440, back retesting the trend line there. And now we're kind of along this neutral line here around the 420 area. So interesting move in HEPA. It may not be done. It's had a nice move from the lows, so we don't want to chase this. Obviously, this may be the extent of the move, but this little uptrend chart, uptrend channel that it's been on has been gradual, and then they exploded it today. It'd be interesting to see if it can close above this little pivot area of 420. It may have a little bit more left in it. If it does do that, you may have a continuation move tomorrow. Price target would be around 519. This is, like I said, not a recommendation because we've had a huge move here and I don't want you guys chasing this. The stop obviously would be a close below 315, 320 area. So a couple to keep in mind. We rolled out the new text alert service. If you're interested, just leave a message in the link below. It's super cheap. We do it at like $10 a month because we're not sending out, you know, multiple messages a day. We're just looking for the cream of the crop, optimum setups. In fact, you might only get 1 or 2 messages a week. But like a hunter with 1 bullet, we want to wait for the opportunity, the perfect setup, you know, low risk setups. We don't sit there and just throw out a bunch of crap all day long. And this happened to be one of those low risk setups. So If you're interested in that, just go ahead and leave the link. I guess you could probably email me if you want. I'll leave my email in the link. That way, no one can see what your messages are.